All right, guys, what is going on? This is your Angry Birds NASCAR fan, the BlueJimmie48 fan here, and welcome everyone to a very special video here on the channel. This is a very special week here in Charlotte, North Carolina. It is the 2024 NASCAR Hall of Fame induction weekend, and in case you guys don't already know, my hero, Jimmie Johnson, his crew chief, Chad Knaus, and Donnie Allison will all be inducted into the Hall of Fame this Friday. There is certainly a lot to cover on this vlog. We're going to be taking you guys through some of the team shops in and around the Charlotte area. Might also pass by Charlotte Motor Speedway. But most importantly, we are here for all things NASCAR Hall of Fame weekend. So, with that said, let's go ahead and just quickly see what's inside of Jimmie's own race team, Legacy Motor Club. You can sort of see what's in there. There really isn't that many cars, but that's okay because there was a brand new partnership announced with Family Dollar, Dollar Tree. They were all wearing the uniforms in John Nemechek, Eric Jones, and Jimmie Johnson. So nothing yet, but soon enough there will be wraps, and soon enough there will be cars being produced. Not much really to see there from Legacy Motor Club, but it's a shame. But you know what, it is the off season, you know, new paint schemes are coming out. But anyways, here is what once was GMS Racing, and I believe they have now shut down their Truck Series program after the 2023 season, nearly winning the championship with Grant Enfinger. It's a shame to see this this team crumble, but not sure what we can or can't see, but we'll see. We'll find out. We are officially inside, and I believe this is what Petty GMS used to be, and now they moved to that different building over there. But you can see all the accomplishments up there. GMS, Petty GMS over there. Over here is the team store. You got some photos and pictures of the King, Richard Petty. You can see also some of the other cars that Eric Jones and Ty Dillon ran back in the 2022 season, which was the first season with the next-gen car. But other than that, for the most part, this place is mostly abandoned, and basically everything is run from that Legacy Motor Club office, which we just saw not too long ago. And the final team shop on this little strip is Mcanally Higgleman Racing. You probably may remember they used to be associated with Derek Kraus in the number 19 Truck Series Chevrolet, and I believe they will be back for 2024. I'm not sure who the driver is, but I'm not sure if we can see anything, but we'll find out. Reserved for a championship trophy. And I'm sure one day they will. Cutting things a little bit close on time because we have all of these things going on at the Hall of Fame today. But next up, Junior Motorsports. Get all this. Look at this piece right here. This is a piece off of Sam Mayer's car, and they're only charging $25 for this. Wow, that's actually a pretty good steal if you ask me. Got more sheet metal over here. This one looks to be either Noah Gragson or Josh Berry, one of those two, because I know it's Bass Pro Shops Club, and I believe this is also from another Sam Mayer car. Both of these sell for $150. Honest with you, this type of sheet metal, it's actually not a bad deal. All right, well that was pretty cool. Unfortunately, there is a viewing area, a little bit of a viewing area. You can actually see some of the team, members working on some of the cars and everything. There was even a thing for to practice getting through tech inspection. But that area you cannot film or take photographs in there. So out of respect for that, we did not. So yeah, other than that, really cool shop. And like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this little stretch where we checked out some of the team shops. So there will actually be more a little later on in the video. But for now, we're going to start to make our way towards the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Just look at this view. Just wow. Wow. You can also see like throughout the whole facility, throughout all of Glory Road, they have track facts. They even have like track surfaces, gives you information on the banking. It's really cool. And another thing is that you actually get to experience what it's like to actually be on the banking, even though I already have multiple times. Yeah, as you can see, we're on the banking now. This is about, I'd say, 34. But, yeah. Alright, just moving past Glory Road. We are now here on level 3, the Hall of Honor. Just look at this. So cool. You can't see what's in there, unfortunately, but it looks like we may or may not have some brand new exclusive exhibits specifically geared towards the class of 2024 that will be revealed soon. So very excited to see that once it drops. Over here, you can actually write a special message to each member of the class of 2024. That's pretty neat. All right, we're officially inside NASCAR. Didn't mean to say inside twice, but this is basically what goes on currently with this current era of NASCAR. As you can see, we got this Ford next-gen body, and we got this, I believe, 2022 or 2023 Joey Logano Ford Pennzoil Mustang. And as you can see, the nose of the Mustang is going to be entirely new for 2024. Right over through here is the iRacing Simulator. As you can see, they are currently about to run a session at Nashville. And as you can see, also some clips over there, I believe, from the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series, which, by the way, that season's starting up pretty soon. Now, this is something really cool, showing you what aerodynamics is all about with this Ford display right here. So you can see it's got the splitter, the diffuser, and the spoiler. Shows you how the draft works. Really, really cool. Another cool thing about the Hall of Fame is that you can actually see what it's like inside of an actual driver hauler. And fun fact about this one right here, this used to be Jimmie Johnson's 2012 hauler. They basically just, you know, they pretty much just repainted it and put a little bit of a different car on there. That used to be his 2012 Lowe's primary scheme, but still, it's really awesome. I don't think you can really open that, but the little lounge where the drivers relax and debrief before getting ready for their practice, qualifying, and the race. And as we make our way out of that, we are greeted by more pictures. There's another video demonstration showing what goes on in the hauler. Really cool. And there's also a plethora of fire suits and memorable moments from last year's season. Another little cool thing is that you can actually see, just click on a track, like say for example, Dover. Gives you a little bit of a presentation on what the track is all about. Here are some trophies from years past. Obviously you got Sonoma with the wine bottle, you got Miles the Monster, you got the last race I believe held at Iowa Speedway for the Xfinity Series, and in case you guys don't already know, Iowa's coming back to NASCAR this year. The Busch Clash at the Coliseum, the season will be starting up pretty soon, in 2 weeks I believe, as a matter of fact. Geico 500, you got the Harley J. Earl Trophy 2020, that one was awarded to Denny Hamlin. You got the Lobster, New Hampshire, the inaugural trophy from COTA, the last Ford EcoBoost 400 that was won by Kyle Busch before Homestead eventually got moved on the schedule. Got the Pennzoil 400 from Vegas. And then you got the 2015 Auto Club Speedway with the special car on it with Keselowski. Pretty nice. And of course, we all know the big prize that everybody will be vying for at the end of this season. That is none other than the Bill France Cup. Got some more race suits over here, including some sheet metal. Obviously, can't forget about the Garage 56 uniforms. And I believe this is the one where that's the sheet metal that John or Nemechek basically burned that shit pretty much to the ground in Martinsville in the spring of 2023. You can also be a part of the action yourself. You can actually broadcast a certain point of a NASCAR race. You can see they got a headset right there. That's pretty neat. But also over here we have the Squire Hall Award for NASCAR Media Excellence. So you can see this one is sort of covered right now. So at some point, I believe this year, that monument will be unveiled. Now this was mainly filled with old Jimmie Johnson uniforms, but Jimmie's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame tomorrow. So now they've replaced it with Kurt Busch, all of Kurt Busch's many uniforms over the years. From his Truck Series days, the Sharpie colors, the Penske Dodge, the Miller Lite Dodge, to the time when he was at Furniture Row, Phoenix Racing, and let's not forget his last 2 tenures with Chip Ganassi and with 2311 Racing. Over here we've got the 2023 champions with Cole Custer in the Xfinity Series, Ryan Blaney in the Cup Series, and well, unfortunately they don't have a Ben Rhodes one for the Truck Series. I'm guessing, whatever interview that happened post-race, I'm guessing the beer pretty much got to him. Coming over here, this used to be a Jimmie. This used to have the 2020 Jimmie Johnson last quote-unquote final ride scheme with the Ally Chevrolet, but now they replaced it with a Chase Elliott Lumar car from 2021. A lot of history through here. Basically from the sport's beginning, the late 40s and the early 50s. Some of the first ever racing uniforms. You got Tim Flock, Harold Washington, Lee Petty, Fred Lorenzen. You got some Richard Petty, Cale Yarborough, Ned Jarrett. Donnie Allison, so he's going to get nominated tomorrow night as well. Bobby Isaac, Buck Baker. No, I completely forgot some of the other trophies over here. Some of the ones from the 60s. Some from the 70s. Junior Johnson. And also they have some checkered flags as well, signifying some of these marquee monumental races in the sport's history. David Pearson, another Yarborough, and another Richard Petty outfit right there. I know Mr. Eric Eastep is going to love this. The 2004 or 2005 Matt Kenseth car, DeWalt. As you can see, they're replaying his race, his win in the 2004 Rockingham Spring Race. More uniforms, more race suits, more helmets, more trophies, as we now move to the 1980s. And of course, who can forget 2006, the first championship Jimmie Johnson ever got, which also began a streak of 5 consecutive championships, and this here was the very first one of them. Now this part is mainly where I'm more familiar with. This was when I was really starting to fully immerse myself in the sport, around 2005, 2006. This is the stuff I grew up on. NASCAR Illustrated, NASCAR Scene. Just awesome. Just awesome.
Came before us, blazed the trail that has enriched our time in NASCAR.
Here's the Toyota pace car along with the 2021 Martin Truex body. We've seen that before, I believe, at Daytona. A couple more facts over there. There's the American Ethanol green flag. And over here was the flag stand but it looks like they're not. They don't have any of the flags right now. But down the line, you have the ability to wave the green flag, wave the yellow flag, practice your skills a little bit. I believe this might be a '92 Pontiac Grand Prix. I believe this was the same year Richard Petty officially announced his retirement, and a new breed of driver in Jeff Gordon would make his Cup Series debut.
History of NASCAR. Pit stops.
You can see now a crowd is beginning to form around the High Octane Theater. It's because we have a very special event featuring the members of the 2024 class.
Guests to our insider experience here at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, 2024 Class NASCAR Hall of Fame, Chad Knaus.
Woo!
It makes me happy to see Chad, another championship crew chief, being inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. No different than we saw Kirk Schemmerdine. And, you know, it's great that a lot of the people that support these great drivers are being recognized as well.
Sleep in your car. Please indulge us.
Which time? Yeah, I have to think what he's referencing is when I was living in Chelsea, Alabama at the time, working for Stanley Smith. And look, I was living in a mobile, no defense, Donnie, to Chelsea, Alabama, right? I get it, you know, Donnie Ellison. It's when I first met Donnie, is actually when I was working there. But we just weren't getting it done. I was working for $289 a week. I was living in a mobile home. We had the big snowfall of 1992 where the power goes out, and I put up mattresses on either side of the kitchen, and I used the heat from the stove and the hot water to stay warm with my girlfriend and I was like, man, I got to do something. And we did the final race in 1992 with Stanley, and it was the first race for Jeff Gordon. It was the last race for Richard Petty. Alan Kowicki won the championship, and we were parked in the garage area right next to the 24 car. And I can remember vividly as we're unloading the car, and trust me, I'm 20 years old, and I'm just grease head to toe, and we're just grinding it out, a handful of guys trying to get to the track to compete. And Ray and his crew in these beautiful orange rainbow neon uniforms, beautiful race car, all brand new toolboxes. And I can remember sitting there that day looking at it, I was like, that's what I want. That is what I want to be able to do. I want to be able to, when I unload my equipment and my race cars, that the guy next to me is like, holy smokes, like we're racing against that. That's what I wanted, and I wanted to be a part of it.
I had forgotten about that jacket, but when I got it, look at it. Yeah, that was the best thing you could have got at that time. You know, anybody that had one of those blue and yellow Monroe jackets on, you knew belonged to NASCAR. And, you know, everybody wore them with pride. I know I did. And every year at Daytona Beach, one of the manufacturers, one of the companies would give the race teams different things. And see, I was lucky. I drove for Banjo, and Banjo never gave any of his crew or driver a jacket. When they gave him the Banjo to pass out, he put him in the attic at his house.
So
I had to make Banjo give me that jacket.
Hall of Fame for being Bobby. You deserve it. You should have been in a few years ago, and I'm just tickled to death that you got in with us. I can't wait for the banquet to be able to see you.
Red Farmer, part of the Alabama game. That's Jimmie Johnson.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
We are honored to have you here.
is.
7-time champion.
It is an honor to be here. This is special. It's been really fun to reflect back on the journey, and I just left my teleprompter practice, so gosh, I hate public speaking. But it's one thing here, but like when you're the only one on the podium, it's different. But that journey, the journey of writing my speech has been a lot of fun and a great opportunity to reflect, and it's been a wild ride.
We don't want you to give away your speech because we look forward to it and hearing it and having the emotion ourselves for what you have to say. But when you sat down, how in the world were you able to condense your thoughts and your words to this amount of time?
Luckily, my love of public speaking really kind of kept it short, so they just added on a few paragraphs. Like, oh, you have extra time, let's add some more on. I'm like, no, please, I'm good. Yeah, it's tough, but at the end of the day, it was far more than just me getting, winning the races and making this stuff happen. It was about people believing in me, and that's what I hope to articulate in my speech tomorrow. And I hope those listening that were part of that journey can feel my appreciation for them. And I've lost some friends along the way, and some key people that helped me get to where I am today, and their family will be here, so I hope that they can hear that as well. We had a great Busch Grand National program. The Herzogs own this. Again, our goal was to end up in Cup. At this point in time, I had already made the, I guess before the Excedrin sponsorship, so this is 2001, so in 2000, our partnership with Altel was changing, and they were going to go sponsor some guy named Ryan Newman. And my owners said, look, you need to go find a job. If we don't get a sponsor, we're not coming back. So I started my conversations with many teams and ended up signing my deal at Hendrick. So at this point in time, I knew I was going Cup racing, and I had this weight on my shoulders from everyone far and wide saying, are you going to win, or can he win? What is Hendrick Motorsports thinking about? This guy hasn't even won in Busch Grand National. So there was a huge weight that came off of my shoulders that afternoon, and that guy Ryan Newman thankfully made a mistake and ran into the back of Mike McLaughlin. It was the best race that we had as a group, and I ran second to Ryan most of the day. And late race pit, green flag pit cycle, and Newman clipped the back of McLaughlin and had a tire rub and had to take care of his car, and I was able to win.
The year 2010 and that championship run, one of 7 obviously. What do you remember about the 2010 season and that championship?
Just trying to keep it going. I mean, we had, there's no way we thought we'd go back to back, and then 3 with Cale, 4, 5. It was just mind blowing how this stuff would come together. And that year we struggled quite a bit coming out of the gates, and just through persistence and determination, and Chad Knaus being Chad Knaus and dragging us to test sessions all around the United States, we got ourselves back in form.
Special because Cale was a hero to you, to so many.
Yes, I watched racing sitting on the couch with my dad and my grandfather, and from them rooting for Cale, which naturally brought me in, to other drivers. I just told Donnie Allison this. I remember sitting on the couch watching the 500, and Bobby and Davey were duking it out. It was in the 80s at some point, late 80s. And I remember looking at my dad thinking, what would it be like to be out there on track with my dad? So anyways, the couch and watching racing with my dad was always so much fun. But one of our racing exploits when I was, probably 14, 13, somewhere in there, I qualified for the national championships in Ponca City, Oklahoma for dirt bike racing. We left San Diego the day school let out on summer break and drove out there and went racing. And on the way, we stopped at a Hardee's. And I thought my dad was taking me to Cale's race shop. And I walked in and I realized it was just a burger stand. I was so confused. But Cale, from the way he raced, the way he carried himself on television, the way he flipped at Talladega in such dramatic fashion, over 200 miles an hour, he was just such a tough dude. And I had the utmost respect for him, and was so honored to tie him. I didn't see him a lot, but the moments I did, he always made me laugh, especially when he was on stage and pointed out that I had only tied him at that point with 3 championships. That was pretty cool.
Congratulations. It's been a thin field this year. I'm glad to see you here. I know you've had a great career. You barely slid in on the NASCAR 75th or 75 greatest drivers. I was glad to see you made that. And now the Hall of Fame, man, this is quite the accomplishment, so congratulations.
I had to put up with him yesterday, all day. We had a company-wide meeting for Legacy MC, and I don't know why, but I hired Matt to come and help out. And all he does is make fun of me like this. I mean, all day, every day. So I thought he might be here in the audience somewhere as well. I was looking.
All right, well, that was quite the insider experience there. But now we are about to head up to the induction stage, and we're going to be taking a photo. So, well, you're going to get to see what that whole thing's all about. So, anyways, let's get to it.
I wouldn't do it. We were divorced.
All right, and of course, the last thing we have to see before we head out today is none other than the gift shop. As you can see, they've got a few of the members of the NASCAR Hall of Fame, their t-shirts. Ron Hornaday, Dale Jr., David Pearson, the King, Dale Earnhardt right there, Joe Gibbs. You've got a Gen 6 Forever Legends NASCAR stock car. You can also pick up some of the current NASCAR Cup Series drivers. Here are some of their jackets. As you can see, you got Bowman, Byron, you got Dale Jr., Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin. I believe I said Blaney already, but we've also got more t-shirts over here. Got some tote bags, canned koozies, which I believe they have a few of the drivers right here, yes. And of course, let's not forget their wide range of hats. Apparently they've also got a bunch of like garden gnomes down there. I find that pretty funny. But also NASCAR licensed merchandise, credential holders, all that good stuff. And of course, what's the main grab here? None other than the diecast. All kinds of diecast. 124, 164. I also see they got the Club Wyndham car right up there from Coda. We all know how that one went. Quite a few others. You got a couple Kyle Larsons up there. A lot of Austin Dillon, Ross Chastain, Eric Jones, Ty Dillon. There's a bunch of drivers here. Bowman, Logano, obviously Blaney. It's a lot. All right. Well, that was the first fun-filled, exciting day at the Hall of Fame, but there's a lot of stuff to get to tomorrow and Saturday. But for now, when in doubt, there's always a cookout. All right, everybody. It is Friday. None other than the 2024 NASCAR Hall of Fame induction ceremony is tonight. There's going to be a lot of stuff planned throughout the day. We're not going to be at the Hall of Fame until later this afternoon. But in the meantime, we might as well check out some more team shops. And to start, we are here at Joe Gibbs Racing. One of the first things you see is this Bobby Labonte Interstate Batteries car. And I believe this was during the time when Joe Gibbs was the coach of the Washington Commanders. It used to be the Redskins back then. But in case you guys don't already know, Joe Gibbs used to be a football coach. Thing you can see right here, this is Kyle Busch's 2015 Cup Series Championship. Bunch of trophies here. The Martin Truex Jr. 2019 Dover spring race. We were there for that one. In case you guys haven't already seen that vlog, this is his Reese's uniform, Bass Pro Shops, auto owners. Here's Martin Truex's 2023 Busch Clash win. Here's a little tribute for J.D. Gibbs, for the late J.D. Gibbs. We'll have more of his football career. If we move over here, it's a little bit of a Christopher Bell section. Those are that's his win from the 2022 Martinsville that he used to get into the championship for. This right here is his very first trophy, the Cup Series. That was the last time they raced at the Daytona Road Course. This was during the pandemic times. And as we move over here, this right here is the 2019 Denny Hamlin Daytona 500 victory car. Moving into the next room, there's some more trophies here. 2017 Monster Mile in the chase when Kyle Busch stole that win from Chase Elliott late in the going. Got a bunch of sheet metal.
Good morning, welcome to the team store.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Well, thank you.
Good. Let me know if I can be of assistance to you, okay?
Bunch of crew shirts, jackets.
Stuff you don't get to see or hear about.
Okay.
All right, now we're moving away from the main area. You can see I have some pics right here. A couple of Joe Gibbs's signed jerseys, or I guess you could say some of the players that he coached during his time. And all the way over here is the main race shop. Uniforms along this area. Some of Carl Edwards' old uniforms. There's Eric Jones, I believe that's 2018. And Kyle Busch, I believe that is 2017? Something like that. Got a bunch of helmets here too. And coming over here, we have the Xfinity Series championships won by Daniel Hendrick in 2021 and 2016 with Daniel Suarez. And also, you may remember the 2009 Nashville race. The one, of course, the guitar that Kyle Busch broke in Victory Lane. Forget to film this, there's a bunch more trophies down here. The Chicagoland trophy, that fierce battle with Kyle Larson at the end. All right, well, that was pretty cool seeing Joe Gibbs racing. There's a lot of stuff you can actually see over there as well. Now we were gonna go to 2311 Racing, but they did recently just make a brand new facility and everything, but unfortunately it is not open to the public. So for the sake of this video, we will not include that. But I'm sure the next time we do end up coming to Charlotte, we will be able to see what 2311 Racing is all about. But anyways, next stop is none other than Trackhouse. Still a fairly new facility, but that is okay, because I'm sure there's going to be plenty more wins for Trackhouse Racing. That is Ross Chastain's first trophy from the Coda 2022. Here is Daniel Suarez's 2022 Toyota Seymour 350 winner. And guys might not remember this, but this is Justin Marx's trophy from 2016 with the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Challenge. And in case you guys don't already know, Justin Marx is the current owner of Trackhouse. Of course, who can forget the Hail Melon? Look at it right here. We got an old Harry Gant car. In case you guys don't remember, the Skull Bandit. And remember, Harry Gant used to be nicknamed Mr. September because he had that great stretch of races during, I believe it was the 91 season. A lot of front bumpers here. See the checkered flags are right there. Obviously this is employees only, but there's a little bit of an office right there. Some of the rear bumpers. Moving over here, we got all the merch. Melon Man, Daniel's Amigos, and we even got some SVG merch. In case you guys don't already know, SVG, otherwise known as Shane Van Gisbergen, he is officially making the jump to NASCAR after his surprise win at the Chicago Street Course. Another cool thing about Trackhouse is that you can actually get an up-close view of what goes on in the day-to-day operations. Yeah, those are some of the new, looks to be some of the new wraps, and like I said, they're still working on some more new cars here. So other than that, this is a pretty cool view. All right, everybody. Well, that was a really cool opportunity from Trackhouse Racing. Obviously, I wasn't allowed to film it, but one of the representatives, they actually let me inside the race shop and get a little closer look at the cars and everything. I saw Daniel Suarez was also in there too, so really cool right there. Anyways, folks, next up on the list, RFK. Chris Buescher's first win with RFK at the 2022 Bristol Night Race. 2011 Ford Mustang in the Xfinity Series, driven by Carl Edwards. Got an actual Ford GT. And over here is the 2013 Greg Biffle Michigan winner. Another trophy right here. But another cool thing about RFK, it has its very own simulator, complete with NASCAR Heat 5, NASCAR Heat 4, for fans to enjoy. So many more pictures. You can also forget 2009 Aaron's 499. Carl Edwards flipped. Looks like over here we got a Mark Martin Craftsman truck. Believe this is 2006. Yes, I am correct on that. Mark Martin, his 500th consecutive start car. Looky over here, we got Chris Buescher's 2022 Coke 600 flip. And this right here is Todd Cleaver. You probably may remember his big flip in the 2005 ARCA Remax race. You probably, and now they're actually showing it on this TV right here. But yeah, that's pretty cool. More pics through here. And right here is a 1997 Ford Thunderbird with Jeff Burton. We've got a little theater here, but obviously it is closed. There's some wheel rims or some Roush Performance engines. And last but certainly not least, the 2012 Daytona 500 win for Matt Kenseth. All right, everybody. Well, this more than likely is going to be the last team store or team shop we will be visiting. We do have to get ourselves ready later tonight for the induction. But for now, let's spend these last few moments here at Hendrick Motorsports. Interestingly enough, the new cars are not on the pedestals. At least in this one. Right now we're in the 24 and the 48 camp. Some of Jimmie's stuff. More of his stuff is actually going to be in the Hall of Honor, and you'll be seeing that a little later on in the video. When Gordon scored 100 wins, that was at Michigan. That close finish with Ricky Rudd. Over here is win number 200 with, of course, Jimmie Johnson at Darlington. The first career for Chase Elliott. Probably may remember when Jimmie pushed Elliott on the victory lap. Just a few other things. There's Kyle Larson, Byron Bowman, and Chase Elliott. And there's another flag signed by Jimmie, and looks to be Dale Jr. And of course, you know I'm definitely going to enjoy this part. All of 7-time Jimmie Johnson's Cup Series championships. Looks to me that this building is blocked. This is the 5 and the 9 camp. Once again, no cars on the pedestal. And there's a couple of their uniforms and other stuff on that wall. So yeah, this one's locked, but at least we see it. So alrighty, we're making now the jump to the museum. All right, everybody. Well, we are now back in the hotel, about to get ready to change over into our suits, get ready to head downtown to the NASCAR Hall of Fame. So let's do it just like this. All right, let's head to the Hall of Fame. All right, we're all parked. All ticketed and skip. Well, not yet. Still have my hard cards and everything. But we're here. Let's get it, baby. folks. Well, we're just about 2 hours away from the Hall of Fame induction officially commencing. I can't believe this is happening, man. I'm about to watch my hero get inducted. This is going to be something truly, truly special.
Ready to witness history as he joins the other 7-time champions in the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
This is an important night in the history of the sport, and shortly, 3 more inductees will be immortalized into NASCAR lore.
The hallowed ground of the NASCAR Hall of Fame is reserved for the record setters.
5-time champion. History, boys. No one ever.
The innovative leaders. The history makers.
And there's a fight between Cale Yarborough and Donnie Allison.
And the groundbreakers.
This is the championship of all championships going into the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
You are looking at 7-time champion.
I hope to be remembered as a fierce competitor.
I hope my legacy is that I was a good leader, that I'm a great guy to work with, that people have respected what I've done.
Live from the Crown Ballroom in Charlotte, North Carolina. Welcome to tonight's 2024 NASCAR Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Here are tonight's hosts from NBC Sports, Kim Kuhn and Rick Allen.
Tonight we celebrate NASCAR's rich history by inducting 3 titans of the sport into the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
We have NASCAR royalty in attendance tonight. We're joined by Hall of Famers and families on this special evening in Uptown Charlotte.
I want to thank NASCAR and its voters for this extraordinary honor, which I never expected, and to apologize for not being there in person. I really loved NASCAR Cup racing and will always regret that I wasn't able to continue for longer than my 33 races.
Ladies and gentlemen, Janet Guthrie, the 2024 Landmark Award winner.
We're happy to have you here at the 2024 NASCAR Hall of Fame induction ceremony. A member of the famed Alabama gang, his last name is intertwined in the sport of NASCAR. He never planned to be a driver, but like his brother Bobby, the racing bug got him. He was a threat to win every time he took the wheel and was involved in one of the most famous moments in NASCAR history, his late race battle in fisticuffs with Cale Yarborough in the 1979 Daytona 500. A mentor to many, he's never stopped giving back to the sport, and today he joins the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
On this 19th day of January 2024, to present the NASCAR Hall of Fame inductee ring and officially induct Donnie Allison into the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Leroy was there running, and he went out and ran a little bit, and Banjo came over to me after we got the seat fitted and everything. He said, why don't you go out there and ride around a lap and see where you want to go? Well, I go out there, I run faster than Leroy ran. I didn't try to, I was driving the car. And I came in and Banjo said, what did that feel like? I said, well, felt pretty good, I guess. How did I run? He said, don't worry about that. I just want to know how the car felt. And so then we go to Rockingham for the first race. It rains it out. Oh no, here we go again. And they come over to me and said, you want to drive Banjo's car at Bristol? Gosh, yes. So anyway, to make a long story short, I got in Banjo's car for 14 races. And we went back to Rockingham, won the race at Rockingham. My very first cup race was at Rockingham in '68. Bobby's first cup race was his Super Speedway cup race was '67 at Rockingham. So I tied you, Bobby. Thank you.
We're glad you're with us for the 2024 NASCAR Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Now, this Illinois native showed he was destined for stock car racing's highest level when he led his father to multiple track championships as just a teenager. His career at Hendrick Motorsports started on the famed Rainbow Warriors pit crew, learning under Hall of Fame crew chief Ray Evernham. And in 2002, he was paired with a little-known driver from California by the name of Jimmie Johnson. But neither would be little known for long. He etched his name into NASCAR history, capturing 7 championships as a crew chief, including a NASCAR record 5 in a row. And his 82 race wins are 3rd all-time by a crew chief. Tonight, he takes his rightful place in the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
On behalf of our children, Kipling, Vivian May, and myself, it is an honor on this 19th day of January 2024 to present the NASCAR Hall of Fame inductee ring and officially induct Chad Knaus into the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
We had a tough racing in the Midwest. Those old school racers, they molded me more than they could ever know. One of my best friends, Jimmie Lauder, who passed away late last year, he gave me $1,000 when I didn't have a dime so that I could move to North Carolina. He never let me give up, and he was always my strongest supporter early in my career. One morning while we were racing at the short track championships at Rockford Speedway, I told Jimmie, I said, I want to move to Charlotte, and I want to go NASCAR racing. Jimmie replied, well, Chadwick, he liked to call me Chadwick, it's not my name, but they like that. He said, I'll help you pack, and you'll be the best they ever saw. Jimmie would always close a conversation with, I love you, buddy. And man, I love you too. And when we meet up again, I'll pay you back that $1,000. That was really tough for me. It was tough for all of us. But witnessing firsthand what real strength is and what real leadership is, watching Mr. and Mrs. Hendrick guide our company during that difficult time. But also going through the famous Milk and Cookies meeting, which I can't wait to go get one here in a minute. That changed the way that we did business, and that formed up where we were about to go, and we didn't have to take a nap. That shift allowed us to become champions. It was great. And we had so many people like Jeff Andrews, who's sitting over there, Jeff Gordon, all of our other partners who have helped influence my life and allowed me to be successful, including everyone in NASCAR, Mr. France, Mr. Helton, all of the NASCAR officials that I've argued with and bickered with over the years. All of you have made me better. My support team with Alan Miller's office and the Norris Group, you guys help keep me on track and out of trouble. And speaking of trouble, well, Jimmie Johnson has gotten me into and out of a lot of it over my career. The days of riding motorized bar stools, you know, seen those things, like the little engine on and you drive around at Lake Norman, or staying up all night drinking on the lake, or literally laying on the ground after I've just crashed my dirt bike while Jimmie Johnson is jumping me with his. Yeah, true story. Jimmie helped me find out who I was by honestly believing in me. Being each other's weddings, being some of the first to meet each other's children. Jimmie, you have taught me there is much more to life than racing, even if it has taken me many, many years to understand that. I wasn't always the best of Jimmie, but I can promise you that I always wanted the best for you. and I will always love you and your family. Mr. and Mrs. Hendrick, so many times, yeah.
We're glad that you're joining us for the 2024 NASCAR Hall of Fame induction. Now, this California kid's first love was motorcycles. Thankfully for NASCAR fans and unfortunately for his peers, he stepped into a stock car. His talent was quickly noticed by Jeff Gordon, who convinced Rick Hendrick to sign him to Hendrick Motorsports for a full-time Cup Series ride for the 2002 season. Guided by another future Hall of Famer with crew chief Chad Knaus, he quickly built a career that rewrote the record books and put them squarely in the conversation for the greatest of all time. Maybe more impressive than his record-tying 7 championships, the 83 wins, multiple victories in every crown jewel race, is the utmost class in which he carries himself. Tonight he enters the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Jimmie Johnson's racing career is nothing short of extraordinary.
You look back at NASCAR, there's always been somebody that kind of dominated over a period of years. It was Jimmie Johnson's era. He happened to be in the right place at the right time with the right talent to get it done.
I think by far he's the best Cup driver I've ever seen.
Through all the different designs of the race cars, rules changes, he was able to adapt probably better than anybody else.
You can't get him off his game. You couldn't rattle him. He just was that solid every race, week in, week out.
Over the course of 2 decades, he showcased his skills and etched his name in the record books.
Right there that day in Fontana, California, which was just not too far away from where Jimmie was from in El Cajon, was really a magical day.
I found out this time. Guess we hired the right guy.
Jimmie Johnson's numbers are
Twice drag race, Jimmie Johnson. Whoa!
There's only 3 guys that have ever won 7 championships, right? Richard Petty, Dale Earnhardt, Jimmie Johnson.
Dad won his championships in a specific era, as did Richard Petty, and all of those came with their unique challenges.
Points was different, the racetracks was different, competition was different. They done their thing in their time, and I done my thing in my time.
winning 5 championships in a row from 2006 to 2010, put Jimmie in a class all by himself.
Such a nice person, but when he strapped in the race car, he was out to win.
He did it without roughing up anybody. He raced clean. He had respect to people on the track.
He was the guy that you wanted to hate, like, because he won so much, right? He beat you so often, and then you talk to him, it's like, dang it, of course you got to be the nicest guy in the world too, you know? Like, it's just, oh.
Jimmie Johnson's an amazing guy when you look at how hard he studied and how hard he worked to be an incredible race driver, and then what he did with his physical conditioning on top of that. He took race driving to another level.
Yes, sir.
It is our privilege on this 19th day of January 2024 to present the NASCAR Hall of Fame inductee ring and officially induct Jimmie Johnson into the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Let's go!
That's amazing. Love this ring as well. Yeah, what an experience. And shared so many Hall of Fame, current Hall of Fame members said that the moment's gonna get real. I think it just happened. This is incredible. And to start things off, just a huge congratulations to my fellow inductees in the class of 2024. Obviously Chad Knaus, Donnie Allison, Janet Guthrie,
and Shavkley. This is the highest This is the highest honor to stand alongside our sports greats in the NASCAR Hall of Fame. It's been a dream come true to race in NASCAR. I'm thankful for many generations of passionate France family members and others like Mike Hilton and Steve Phelps that have built our sport and will continue to lead it into the future. I went from a dirt racing kid cherishing my number 24 die-cast car to passing out business cards to any and all, couch surfing at Ron Hornaday's house, to driving for Hendrick Motorsports. I first met Rick Hendrick in 2000 on his airplane. As mentioned earlier, he served me a cheeseburger. I was racing against his son Ricky, who promised me a ride home after the race. Ricky was out early with a mechanical issue, and I assumed they would have been long gone. But in typical, kind Hendrick fashion, he and his entire family waited over 3 hours for me. Over the years, we've shared so many incredible successes. Linda and Rick, thank you for treating me like family.
Woo!
We've been through a lot, and Rick, you amaze me in how you can truly care for so many, provide everything we needed to be successful, and then still be the fiercest competitor. I can honestly say I've never met anyone who hates losing more than Mr. H.
Woo! Oh no.
As you mentioned earlier, on the front stretch at Homestead in 2001, a mutual friend introduced us briefly. Fast forward to a few weeks later, and he signed as the crew chief of the 48. We clicked right away with similar interests and everything to prove. We spent a lot of time together and became great friends. We could read each other's minds. He somehow vividly would understand what I was going through behind a laptop. His work ethic and ability to bring the best out of me was most impressive. Shanny, you've unconditionally loved and supported me through this entire journey. We did this together. Since my rookie season in 2002, you are the strongest person I know. As I reflect on my lifetime in racing, in my 19 years at the Cup level, I realize now more than ever how many people played a role in this Hall of Fame induction. Thank you to my family, friends, fans, everyone at Jimmie Johnson Racing, former team members and teammates, everyone who's been a part of this journey. This success story of 7 championships, 83 wins, and now this is all about relationships. I'm truly grateful for the journey, the amazing relationships forged, and the incredible companies I've represented, like Lowe's and Ally. Whether you're on 2 wheels or 4, in SoCal or Charlotte, in the driver's seat or up on top of the pit box, moonlighting as a race car mechanic or driving a school bus. Whether you're looking up to your heroes, driving for them, competing against them. If you're with us now or up in heaven, thank you for being a crucial part of this incredible run. And what a run it's been. This is beyond my wildest dreams. And I thought Christmas morning in 1979 was special. Thank you all.
Yeah, baby. All right, well, that is it for the 2024 NASCAR Hall of Fame induction. Incredible experience. I got to tell you, seeing these 3 nominees, and Johnson, Knaus, and Allison get inducted, truly a surreal experience. And this is something that I only had one chance to do. And thanks to all you guys' continued support of the videos. you guys made this happen. But we are not done with the vlog just yet. Tomorrow, we got a couple of things happening tomorrow, but not going to be as much filming as today. But like I said, a couple big things happening tomorrow morning. So till then, we'll be seeing you. All right, everybody. It is Saturday. Spending our last few hours here in Charlotte, and what better way to start than by passing through Charlotte Motor Speedway. In case you guys don't already know, Cup Series races here late May for the Coke 600, and they'll also be back later in the year for the Roval later on in the playoffs. So it's been quite the vlog, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed it up to this point. I know we really didn't get to cover really everything, because we really didn't get to see all the team shops and everything, because well, fortunately we got snowed in on Tuesday and got a few inches of snow, but we ended up leaving that Wednesday morning and came in Wednesday afternoon, and basically we started the vlog on that Thursday. So yeah, I'm sorry if it, you know, everything wasn't covered, but I'm sure the main thing, which was the induction ceremony, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Usually on days like this, some cars, usually like import cars, they're actually sometimes being given access to actually drive onto the track. Although we are not going to be a part of that today. We are, however, still going to head back to the Hall of Fame in just a little bit, because there may or may not be a potential autograph session and another chance to meet and greet with Jimmie. So, with that said, we'll see you guys back at the Hall of Fame. All right, everybody. Well, we are once again back inside the Hall of Fame. Couple of events happening pretty soon, but did not get to show you this yesterday. This actually happened at the member pre-sale, and this was the Forever Legends shirt. Here's the one with Chad Canals. Over here we got Donnie Allison. I actually do have this shirt, this one. Shout out to my boy Matt Deason for hooking me up with this. Matt Deason, if you're watching the video, shout out to you for all your hospitality. But there's a 7-time. Pretty cool.
Why don't we bring in a couple of guests right now? How about the class of 2024 NASCAR Hall of Famers? Ladies and gentlemen, Donnie Allison, Jimmie Johnson, Chad Canals. Whose support of Donnie along the way was instrumental in the success he's achieved. Congratulations, Donnie. We hope to see you in the NASCAR Hall of Fame as often as you can be here.
Well, thank you very much. Thank all of you.
They are honored to give Jimmie his plaque and have followed his entire career, witnessing his 7 championships, 5 of those in a row, and winning an impressive 83 Cup Series races. Just as impressive was the way he raced his competitors, racing other drivers hard but clean and respectful. As one member to now another, they are very proud to welcome Jimmie Johnson to the Hall of Fame membership family. They followed Chad and Jimmie since they started together in the 48 car. Their teamwork over the years, along with Chad's race strategy on the pit box, gave them many memorable moments on Sunday afternoons. Thank you, Chad, for your hard work and dedication to the 48 team. You certainly gave us something to cheer for. Chad Canals.
It's been a really, really neat experience. And then to be here with my family, and especially to watch my girls really grasp that Dad did something. I'm just the one that won't let him have candy and sodas. Well, my wife's really that one. I try to enforce her rules, but to actually and look, see that look in their eyes and the pride they had for Dad is just made that really special.
Donnie Allison, you're a NASCAR Hall of Fame member now. What's your day, what's your week been like, and how are you feeling today?
Well, first of all, starting out in the week was very, very busy. Very rewarding, but let me dwell just a few minutes on last night. Last night, to me, I didn't think there was any higher reward than that, except the good Lord lets us be in that gate on the right side. But like Jimmie said, you know, there's so many things go on that you don't really think about it. In all our racing career, I don't know about them, but I never really thought about being inducted into the Hall of Fame. You know, I saw baseball players, football players, and all that, but I never thought about NASCAR Hall of Fame. And when they told me that, well, Bobby got in first, Red got in, Davey got in, and I thought, what's the criteria for this? You know, I've been doing this all my life, which, I mean, that's a big deal. And ask Pat, she's been with me every step of the way. But I got that call, and first of all, the guy that called me was Ray Evernham. He said, maybe I'm not supposed to tell you, but you were nominated today for the Hall of Fame. I never said another word. I hung up and never said another word. And then when I called and got the confirmation, I was flabbergasted. I really, really was. I've done a lot of racing. I've done a lot of different things, got a lot of awards like Jimmie's talking about. And the Hall of Fame's here, and all the rest of us here.
Well said. Congratulations. Chad, as you sat at your table last evening, and your beautiful wife, and Kipling, your son, and Vivian May, who, by the way, is a natural on stage. What was going through your mind as they were saying their words to bring you up to get your ring, which, by the way, all three of these rings look good on you guys. Chad, your thoughts now on a Saturday morning after being inducted to the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it was pretty, you know, they use the word surreal or whatever it may be, I don't know, but it was, honestly, I was just trying to keep it all together. When I saw my wife and my children walk out on stage, I was like, don't cry. And that was probably my biggest fear at that point. But to see them on stage and hear the beautiful words that Brooke shared, and to see my children up there, even though my daughter was trying to knock the podium over, it was great. And you know, the thing that I think I really enjoyed the most was my children and Jimmie's children haven't seen each other in quite some time, and the bond that they created, and just being right back at one another again just after a few short hours of spending time together. My daughter was really, really upset that she couldn't go spend time with her friend as she was walking off the stage. I don't know if you guys heard her or not, but she was crying and screaming behind the curtain. But that's what I think means the most to me about all of this, is that I've been able to spend time with Jimmie and his family, Mr. Hendrick, Jeff Gordon, and Donnie and his family, and all the people that have been so important to me throughout my career, and to receive the text messages that started to just flood in early this week. It's really been special. It's an honor truly to be here, it really is. And you know, the unveiling we had today with all of our stuff, to see my items in that shadow box there and explaining to my family what each of those items are and what the significance is of those and why they're in there, you know, that's really special to have that all on display.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chad Knaus, Donnie Allison, Jimmie Johnson, your NASCAR Hall of Fame class of 2024.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Good to see you, Donnie.
Good, how are you?
It's been fun.
Oh, good. Well, we're glad.
Look who it is.
How's it going?
Really nice to see you again. And I'll be Dover, potentially. Yep. So you probably remember Brandon.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Doing well?
Yeah, I'm doing very well.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. See you in Dover.
Yeah.
This paint scheme, I came up with this paint scheme based off of one of my father's race cars.
It's okay to do the hat check?
Where do you want me to do it? Here?
Yeah. I remember I was at Dover one time, 2019, and you were in your element, literally. Like, you were standing with the 24 guys. I didn't want to bother you, so I really do apologize about that. So
don't worry about it at all, man. We're all
like
good.
I said, really appreciate it, and congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, everybody. Well, that was really cool. Obviously, Jimmie, he knew who I was and everything, and like I said, Dover potentially might be the first race we could be heading to later on this year when he is in the number 84 Dollar Tree Toyota Camry. So that'll be certainly an exciting weekend once that comes. But there's one more thing before we end off this vlog. There's still one more thing we must see.
They opened the season by scoring the pole for the Daytona 500 and achieved the team's first victory in
I confidently sitting here today say there's zero chance anyone will ever win 5 NASCAR Cup Series championships in a row. Like it just will never happen.
5 in a row will never be equal. I don't see how it can in today's world, and to me that stands out big.
No joke, we won the championship. It's awesome.
Donnie then took his talents to join forces with the Wood Brothers, running 11 races in 1971.
The red is where they finished the race, and then, or I might have it back. No.
Blues, probably.
Jason was different. They done their thing in their time, and I did my thing in my time.
Winning 5 championships in a row from 2006 to 2010 put Jimmie.
There you have it, folks. That is the Hall of Honor, as you can see, standing right beside the 2016 7th championship car Jimmie drove Homestead Miami Speedway, and I think that is the most perfect way to end off this video here today. I want to thank you all so much for watching this very special video here on the channel. This has been many years in the making. I've always been wanting to come to the NASCAR Hall of Fame, and thanks to all of you guys for your continued support of the videos, the live streams, the gameplays, the vlogs, everything in between. You guys made this happen, and not only we get to stand in this magnificent Hall of Honor here in the NASCAR Hall of Fame, looking at all these incredible exhibits, but also taking you guys on a tour of the Hall of Fame itself, seeing some of the team shops, and also the cherry on top, watching my hero Jimmie Johnson get inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Honestly, you could not script a weekend better than this one. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, join the Blue Jimmy Revolution today, and I will see you all on the next video. Remember, stay safe, always stay humble and kind, and I hope you have a fan-fucking-tastic day.